My name is Anne, and this is Toby, and welcome to a Tobyknits and Stitches podcast, week 3. If you're new, go grab a cup of tea. You'll need it. You'll probably need a biscuit, and get comfy, because today we're talking about knitting, crochet, cross stitch, advent. Yeah, that's what we're talking about today. I am originally from Liverpool, England. I came over here when I was 25 for a year, and 42 years later, I'm still here. Married with 2 children and a stepchild. Oh, that sounds horrible. 2 sons and a stepdaughter. Maybe that sounds better. And a bunch of grandchildren, whom I love to death. So I am retired and leading a very crafty life. Now I'm trying something new today. I'm actually on my new iPad. So we're going to see if this works better, quicker. I'm not sure. I've never really recorded on my iPad before. My old iPad was a 9th generation. This is an 11th, and it comes with a keyboard and everything. So it actually just feels and looks like a mini computer. So it's very quick and easy for me to edit my videos and get them up. But yeah, so I want to see if this works any different. Now, my son bought me this wireless mic, and I can't figure it out. I really don't know what I'm doing with it, so he's gonna have to come over and help me, because on my iPhone, it I think it's an iPhone 14, it doesn't work because it has a different connection, whereas this connection fits this iPad. I couldn't make it work before, so I'm obviously doing something, because of course, as usual, I don't read any instructions. I just plug stuff in and hope it'll work. So he's gonna have to run me through it, I think. I don't think it was pairing very well. Anyway, so got my notes, and we have some very interesting things to talk about. Number 1, do I have a finished object? Yes, I do. A pair of socks. What? So, as you know, last week I showed you that one of my lovely friends, Sue, gave me for Christmas, I think it was last year. Well, obviously, because we haven't had Christmas this year. She gave me a sock tube, and I'd never knit anything with a sock tube before. So I decided to make myself a pair of socks. And I did. I am addicted to these things. They are so much fun. So here is my sock tube. Let me see if I can't pause this. I could pause it before on my iPhone. We're going back to the iPhone. Should we go back to the iPhone? Let's see if it makes a difference. We're going back to the iPhone for a moment. Actually, for the rest of this. Okay, so I don't know if this is going to make a difference, but I've switched to the iPhone, and I want to see what the clarity is like. And I feel like you feel further away from me now, though. Well, maybe it's just because the screen was bigger before that I could see you on. Anyway, we'll just see if this works. But yeah, so I wanted to get the sock blockers so I could show you it on the sock blocker. Hair is everywhere here. So here it is, and I really love them. I think they came out great. That looks tiny, doesn't it? But it really isn't. It's this. So I had to watch a few podcasts to see how it is you work out where to start, how to pick up for your cuff. And I did just a 2x2 cuff. And I did the stretchy bind off, Jenny's stretchy bind off, which I'm not sure I like. It almost looks too stretchy to me, but we'll see. I wanted a 4-inch foot because I like a small foot. And then here is the rest of it with the heel and toe are exactly the same. They are afterthought heel and toe. So I really enjoyed it, and it didn't take me long at all to do. I was like, what I did was I did both. I did the cuff and the toe on the one, then I cut the same, and I wound off so I could get to start here at this red, so they both be the same. And then I did this cuff, then I did both toes, then I cut in and did both of the heels, and I'm quite surprised at how quickly it was to make. And I love them. I think they're really sweet. So I actually want my own knitting machine now. Of course I do, to make circular sock tubes. So we'll see what happens, and see if Santa's a good boy or not. The other thing I did with them was I've started bobs, because they are quite addictive, because it's not hard to do a heel or a cuff or a toe, right? That's not hard. You can get one done in the evening. So I got Bob to measure his foot this morning, and then I was able to start. So what I did for his, instead of doing his with the white, the stuff I wound off to get to this part again, I use that to do his cuff. So I'm not sure if his cuff is maybe 2 rows longer, if that, but so that's, I just have to remember how many rows I did when I come to the second one. So that is that. His obviously is longer than mine was, and I've just put on and cut the rest of the tube, which is in here. There's the rest of the tube. So that was there, and then I cut into it. So there is definitely enough for his pair of socks. And so they will start there, and then I'll have this much left. So I don't know if that's enough for anything. Maybe an ankle pair of socks. I don't think it will be. It'll probably be enough for one. But I might just unravel all that and then put it in my scrap yarn. So yeah, that I'm ready now to do his toe. And what I've decided to do for Bob's is I'm going to do his with a white toe, like my toe, because I think that just looks so smart beside that dark color. So I want to do his in a white toe, but I'm going to do a red heel for him. And then he'll have, this is his, so he'll have green, red, and white. Yeah, so I'm very excited to do that. It's a lot of fun and quite addictive, quite addictive. So these obviously are our Christmas socks, and he's not having it until then. Did I work on the Sophie hood? I don't think I did. This week has been a very bizarre week. So here is the Sophie hood and where I'm up to with it. No, I don't think I did, because last time I showed you I was here, I think, and I got this much done, and I was explaining to you last week how I count so I know how many, which row becomes the increase row. So I'm pretty sure I haven't done anything more. No, I haven't, and the reason was because of those socks. Because this had switched to car knitting once I'd finished my other pair of socks, and I think they were the Spooky Spider socks. So I'd gone to that. Oh, the Muscle Burr became car knitting. The Muscle Burr got finished last week, so then that went to car knitting. But then I just got addicted to these, and it was so easy to work on this in the car because, of course, we'd had to go to Montreal to pick my dad and brother up and come home. And then we'd gone on a couple of day trips with them, nowhere far. Like we just went to the Rideau Center one day, and another day we went to Bayshore, like just the big indoor shopping malls, because my dad was really feeling the cold. Now, he had a small cold himself when he had arrived. He wasn't 100%, and he was coughing a bit and tired. So I didn't, and he's not used to this cold that we get. And naturally, of course, it suddenly got really cold when he was here. And we had to have the heating on so high in the house that I was wearing t-shirts and no socks. But because I'm more used to the cold than he is that we get here in Canada versus the UK. Well, anyway, he was finding it cold, and he was, you know, not 100% feeling well. So we went to more of the indoor malls so he'd stay warmer. And then about the third or fourth day, I noticed that anytime we went somewhere for the day, the next day he was really, really tired and really not feeling great. So we'd have like a day out and a day at home, and a day out and a day at home. And that was how it was going. And then by the Monday, I wasn't really worried about him because he was really, I could hear him wheezing when he was coughing, and he was struggling to get up out of his seat to go and do anything. And he just was tired all the time. And I said to my dad, Dad, I think you might have pneumonia. I think your cold has got worse and you have pneumonia. So off to the hospital we took him. Of course, he didn't want to go. But I told him that we were going to Tim Hortons, and then we drove him to the hospital instead. And sure enough, after hours and hours of waiting in the waiting room, and thank goodness I took my knitting with me, and then he had a chest x-ray, an ultrasound, a blood work, and all that stuff. We missed supper completely because we were there for that long, although they did give him a sandwich, I have to say. Not us, but he got one. And sure enough, he has pneumonia. So the rest of the trip, we were very cautious. We were going to go to Montreal a day early and stay over, but we decided not to do that. My brother was even looking into flying home a bit earlier, but once he got the antibiotics in him, he started looking and feeling better. It is such a worry because my dad is 93 next month. So, you know, like a little cold morphs into something far worse if you're not careful. So I'm super glad that we took him up to the hospital and got him looked at, got him his medication. But through all of that, I barely crafted other than working on them socks because they were just easy to throw around with me, take in the car, go into the hospital, stuff like that. So I didn't get a lot done this past week. And then, of course, on the Thursday, we had to drive them up to Montreal, drop them off and drive home again. So it's just been a very hectic week. And it's nice to be sort of back to normal, sort of. So yeah, so that's how the week has gone. So I didn't get any work done on the Sophie hood because I was too busy working on the socks. Now, the other thing I did work on, and I'm one day behind, which is fine because today is a day of rest, is the Arne and Carlos Christmas stocking that I am working on. And it started, I have some yarn in there, by the way, just in case you think it's all fat. It really is. So here is the toe. And then each day we got to do 6 rounds. And it's been, I think we're on day 20, maybe. This one I don't think shows up really good. They're meant to be acorns, but the yellow with this ivory color, I don't think is showing up so great. The red and ivory looks brilliant, but, and this is where we have split to do the heel. So that will go in there. This was really fun to do and took us like 2 or 3 days. The first day we were like here and you're like, what is that? And then you come up and then you realize, oh, I think it's a candlestick or something. And these hearts were pretty. And then we got to this part with the elves, and I think we're just finishing the hat off for the elves today. That's what I'll be working on after this. Now, some of you may notice I ran out of the yarn. I ran out of yarn for the ivory color. Now, you might think I ran out of the yarn here, and I didn't, but it definitely looks a different color to there and to there because of all the floats that are behind. Look at all the floats, all this blue, all these blue floats. So in my opinion, down here too, it feels to me like it's changed the color a little bit on that. But for sure, this is where I ran out, right here. And I've had to use a different, I've looked everywhere for this yarn. I got it when I was in Nova Scotia. I tried to go onto the website for Atlantic Fabric to order some more. Their website is down and they're having issues with it. Now, it might be up and running now, I'm not sure, but at the time I couldn't. I was going to ask Megan to go in and get it and mail it to me, but I was just anxious to finish. I really wanted to get on with it. So I looked in my stash and I had, and this is a worsted weight, so which is obviously why I ran out. Was supposed to be using DK. I thought it was DK when I bought it, but no, it turned out to be worsted. So of course I ran out. And but this color that I'm using is a Canadiana, which is a worsted weight, acrylic still, but it's softer and so this is it, and it's much more softer and squishy than this harder yarn. I'm calling it harder. This doesn't have the same give as this does. So of course it's actually, I think, making it come in a bit. I don't know if you can, does it look like it is? I don't know. I feel like it, I have to keep pulling it like this. But you can't hardly tell the difference in the color, I don't think. Now, I'm also able to see the floats behind it because it's slightly thinner and softer and more givier than this one was, where you don't see the floats so much behind. But at the end of the day, it's just a stocking that's going to hang up in my house with presents filled for Bob or myself or something. So is it going to matter? And I really just wanted to keep up and finish it and not have to wait. Because yeah, we're going down to Halifax again in the middle of December. We're going for Christmas. I could just put this away and wait till Christmas and do it, but I don't want to. And it's nice actually working with this, although like I say, it's very gappy. Should I have changed my needle size? I don't know. These are, I think, 3.5, I think. Should I have gone to a 3.25? I can't even find the thing. Oh, wait, here it is. Yeah, these are 3.5. Should I have gone to a 3.25? But then would that have really made it thinner, like smaller? So anyway, I don't know. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I didn't block last year's when I made one of theirs and just hung it up. I'll see how I feel about this, and I might block it just to make sure it does its thing. But other than that, I am really enjoying knitting it. It's a lot of fun, and it's just 6 rows a day. It's pretty easy to catch up on when you don't have 1,000 other things to work on. There's only one, I think, the day that my dad went home. I feel like that was the day when we had to go to Montreal and back, and the day before, I think I was like 2 days behind. But again, 6 rows a day, so it was only 12 rows to catch up on. And you know, Bob's been working on nights, so I'm home most of the evenings on my own, so it's not a big deal. Not a big deal. Now, I did cast on something new. And this is Emily's fault from Emily Makes. Just saying, Emily, this is your fault. She was talking on her podcast. If you don't watch her, go and watch her. I love watching her. She's so calm and, I don't know. And she knits the most amazing projects. And I love her Vlogmas. So don't forget to go watch her Vlogmas when she does it. And yes, I'm doing Vlogmas too. Oh, wait till you see all the stuff I'm doing for Vlogmas. Oh! She is doing the mixed media shawl along with another podcaster who, for the life of me, name escapes me. I will put it here. And the two of them are doing this together. There may even be a third lady doing it. I can't remember. But it's called the Mixed Media Shawl. Here's a picture of it. And what it is it's crocheted and knitting together. And I love crochet and I love knitting. So what a fabulous shawl to make. So, and as you know, I had started doing the Stephen West Mystery Knit Along. I had dyed my own yarn, and I am losing stitches. One moment. Sorry, I was trying to untangle the yarn and proceeded to lose a stitch. But that's the nice thing about crochet, because it's not that hard to go back a stitch. So I had started the Stephen West, and I think I got this far with it and did not like it. I did not like the second clue was okay. I didn't like the clue 3. I didn't think it went with it whatsoever. And clue 4 was just too many. No. So I decided, rather than keep going and not enjoy it or not be happy with it, that I was going to frog it. In fact, I literally just cut the yarn and threw the piece I'd made in the bin because it made no sense to me anyway. And I would never use it for something else. And I had already unpicked it twice and had all these teeny little balls. So I thought, no, I'm not. I just cut it off. So I decided to use the yarn to make this mixed media shawl. So this is my main color because I love it. So this is for the crochet part. This one is going to be for the knitting part. And this one, the paler yellow, is going to be in between this, because they're like colored eyelets in between. So these are the colors I'm using. You only need a 20 gram, I think, or 50, like it's not a lot. I forget what it is, but it's not a full 100 grams, so which is perfect. And these were almost 100 grams. So I decided to. So I couldn't wait to cast it on. And this is as far as I have got. Oh, look at it. Isn't it lovely? So it is just gorgeous. It's just one stitch. And it's just so pretty. Look at that. So pretty. I love this color. And you're supposed to use a variegated for the crochet part, but I didn't want to because I wanted to use this yarn up. I didn't want to go diving in to find something else that would go with the purple or the pink or whatever. So I wanted to use this, and I liked it just because of the color, the saturation in the color. And because it is a tonal, you can see where it's also kind of paler pinks and almost white in some areas. So I think it almost gives it a variegated look. So I'm really happy with that. So, and again, this is a super easy project to just sit and work on. It's going to take longer the more rows we get to before we switch to the knitting. And I'm probably be about 200-300 stitches on the needle by the time we're finished, but whatever. And I'm using a 3.5 millimeter hook. So that was the new thing that I cast on and have been enjoying. And poor old Sophie hood got left out. Now I'm thinking I might do the Sophie hood and give it to Megan for Christmas. So I really do have to get working on it. But it won't be long before the stocking is finished. And them socks aren't going to take me long to finish for Bob. So I think I'm still on track. Now, cross stitch. Hands up who has hardly done any cross stitch since her dad's been here. Yeah, nothing. I've hardly done any cross stitch. The only thing I worked on was actually yesterday, because yesterday being Saturday for me, and it's whip go, it is Sally. Sally is my Saturday stitch, and I actually did work on this. And here was where I was up to before, and this is what I got done last night. I started on one of her eyes here, and the middle of her face, which is a very light color, and I also got her hair down here done. So I did get a fair amount done. I still have to finish the hat brim and all this stuff up here. But yeah, I did get a fair amount of it done last night. So all of this, the hair, and start of her eye. So that's the only cross stitch I've done. Terrible, really, isn't it? And I had so many plans, which I thought were very straightforward and easy to do, of things I wanted to work on. The urgent things that I need to get done for Christmas too. No, didn't get working on any of them. So it's kind of, I don't know. Today is supposed to be family tree for whip go, because it's Sunday. Do I feel in the mood to cross stitch? No, I don't. But anyway, I'll persevere. I'll go have a look and see where I'm at with it. Even if I do an hour, you know, at least I've done something. So purchases. Do I have any purchases? I don't have one as such. However, my dad bought me one for my birthday, which is November 30th, in case any of you want to know. And my dad bought me this. Oh, you all know how much I love an advent. So this is a jigsaw puzzle advent. Now, it is not like the lovely one that my friend Diane from My Pink Bathtub does. It's not like hers, where she has one big picture, and each day she gets so many puzzle pieces to add to this picture till it's completed at the end. This one is 24 individual little jigsaw puzzles, and they're all 5 by 5 in size, and they are 50 puzzle pieces, and you don't know what picture you're getting till you open the box, and inside will have the picture of what you're doing, and then all the puzzle pieces for that. And I just thought that this was amazing and something that I can do, because now I have my tea advent. So I'll have my cup of tea in the morning, my chocolate to go with the cup of tea, do my puzzle, then come in the craft room and open Bothy Threads and Toft, which came in this giant big box. Oh, can you hear it rattling? Oh, and inside, and apparently I have to leave it in the box, because inside are all the individual boxes. Now, obviously I'm going to be going to Nova Scotia, so I need to take 6 of them with me when I go. So I don't want to take this big box, but I might pull out and take the little ones with me. But that's going to be fun. I wonder what we're going to be making. 1 second while I put this on the floor. Yeah. So, yeah, so I'll have the Bothy Threads on in that, and I will be doing whatever of the Helen Stewart knit vents I want to do with the yarn I had from last year from Ellie of Craft House Magic and Ginger Snap, that's gnome thing that I did. I did make some gnomes with that yarn, but I still have lots of the yarn left and didn't use. So those are I'm going to use. So the first one that she released was a blanket, which is very nice, but I don't want to make a blanket. because I want to make and finish something during Advent. The second thing was a really nice cowl. So I like the cowl, but again, it's not what I'm looking for. So tomorrow, Tuesday, yeah, tomorrow for you, the next one gets released. So there are 6 altogether in this knit vent that leads up to when Advent starts, and then you use your Advent yarns to make one of or all of these 6 projects. And plus, look at all the yarn I've got up there, which is like 20 grams or 30 gram skeins left over from socks or stuff. If I want, I can just go and grab some of them and also make more of the knit vent things that I fancy throughout the year. It's a fun thing to do. So yeah, so that's it for me today. I hope you have enjoyed it. It is very windy out here. There's been, most of the snow has melted since last week, although it's very bitterly cold today, and they keep calling for freezing rain. So we'll have to see. And yeah, so I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, get this edited, and I'll talk to you all next week. Okay, bye.